Welcome, dear friend. You've arrived at Sleep Drift Tales, where every story is a doorway to calm. Tonight, snow falls softly in the forest, and a quiet shelter waits with the gentle crackle of firelight. This is a journey from cold to warmth, from silence to safety, a night where winter becomes your companion, and the storm outside turns into a lullaby. If these moments bring you comfort, you're always welcome to subscribe and join us here each evening. And I'd love to know, from where in the world are you listening tonight? Now, take a deep breath, settle into stillness, and let the snow guide you towards sleep. The snow falls thick around you now. Each flake catches what little light remains in the gray evening sky. You step forward, one foot, then the other, into the deep white that covers everything. Your breath makes small clouds in the cold air. The clouds rise and disappear. You breathe in. The air is sharp and clean. It fills your lungs completely. You breathe out. Another cloud forms and fades. The forest stretches ahead of you. Tall pines stand like silent guardians. Their branches bend low under the weight of fresh snow. Some branches nearly touch the ground. They create small caves of shadow beneath them. You walk deeper into this white world. Your footsteps make soft sounds, a gentle crushing of snow with each step. Behind you, your tracks fill slowly, as new snow settles into them. Soon, there will be no trace of your passing. The wind is quiet here. It moves gently through the high branches. You hear the whisper of snow falling on snow. Nothing else disturbs the stillness. No birds call. No small animals rustle in the underbrush. Even your own heartbeat seems muffled by the thick silence. You pull your coat closer around you. The wool is warm against your skin. Your hands are tucked deep in your pockets. Your fingers wrap around the smooth stones you carry there, small tokens of warmth that hold heat from your body. The path ahead curves gently to the right. You follow it without hurrying. There is no need to rush. The snow will continue falling. The forest will wait. Time moves differently in this white quiet. As you walk, you notice how the snow changes the shape of everything. Fallen logs become smooth white mounds. Large rocks disappear entirely under soft drifts. The familiar world has transformed into something new, gentler, rounder, softer at every edge. Your feet find their rhythm. Step, step, step. The snow crunches lightly under your boots. Sometimes your foot sinks deeper where a drift has formed. Sometimes you step on packed snow that barely gives way. Each step is different. Each step carries you forward. The cold touches your cheeks. It is not harsh. It is like cool water running over stone. You feel fully awake in this cold, alert, present. Your body responds by creating more warmth from within. A large pine tree stands to your left. Its trunk is wide enough that 3 people could not wrap their arms around it. The snow has gathered in the deep grooves of its bark. White lines run up and down the dark trunk like nature's own writing. You reach out and touch the tree. The bark is rough under your gloved hand. Some snow falls from where you touch. It makes a soft sound as it hits the snow below. The tree is solid, ancient. It has stood through many storms like this one. You continue walking. The path winds between more trees now. Some are smaller pines. Others are bare-branched trees that will bloom again in spring. For now, they sleep under their white covering. Your legs move steadily. You feel your muscles working. Your body generates warmth as you walk. Under your coat, under your sweater, your skin stays warm. Only your face feels the bite of winter air. The snow falls more heavily now. The flakes are larger. They catch on your eyelashes. They melt on your warm cheeks. Some land on your lips and dissolve instantly, leaving a taste like clean air and sky. You look up through the falling snow. The sky is the color of pewter. Gray clouds move slowly overhead. They are full of more snow. Enough snow to fall all night and into tomorrow. But you are not worried. You are exactly where you need to be. A fallen tree crosses the path ahead. Its trunk lies diagonal across your way. Snow has piled high on one side of it. On the other side, the snow is much shallower. You approach the fallen giant. The tree was old when it fell. Its bark is weathered smooth in places. Moss grows on its north side, though the moss is hidden now under snow. You place your hands on the trunk and step over it carefully. On the other side, you pause. You turn and look back at your tracks. They are already beginning to fill. The snow is patient. It covers everything. Equally, the tracks of animals, the paths made by humans, the impressions left by wind and water. You turn forward again. The path continues ahead, winding deeper into the forest. The trees grow closer together here. Their branches interweave overhead, creating a natural roof. Less snow falls directly on the path. More gathers on the branches above. Sometimes a small avalanche of snow falls from the branches. You hear it hit the ground with a soft thump. These small sounds make the larger silence seem deeper. They remind you that you are not alone. The forest is alive around you, settling into winter sleep. Your breathing has found its own rhythm now. In and out, in and out. Each breath creates its small cloud. Each cloud rises and vanishes. Your body is a warm engine moving through this cold world. You notice how your feet automatically find the best places to step. Your body knows how to walk in snow, how to shift your weight, how to keep your balance on uneven ground. You don't have to think about these things. Your body remembers. A small clearing opens to your right. The snow is deeper here, undisturbed. It lies smooth and perfect, like a white blanket spread by careful hands. A single set of animal tracks crosses one corner. Probably a fox, you think. The tracks are small and precise, leading from one side of the clearing to the other. You consider following the fox's path, but you stay on your own way. The path you're on feels right. It leads you deeper into the heart of the forest, toward whatever shelter waits ahead. The snow crunches rhythmically under your feet. Crunch, crunch, crunch. The sound is hypnotic. It matches the rhythm of your heartbeat. Your body and the winter world find their harmony together. Your hands are warm in your pockets. Your face tingles pleasantly in the cold air. Your body generates heat as you move. You are a warm, living thing moving through this cold, sleeping landscape. The path curves left now. Around the curve, you see that the trees open up ahead. There is more space between them, more sky visible through their branches. The falling snow seems lighter here, more sparse. As you walk into this more open area, you feel the landscape changing around you. The ground rises slightly. You are walking up a gentle slope now. Your legs work a little harder. Your breathing deepens slightly. But you are not tired. Your body feels strong and capable. Your muscles are warm from walking. Your blood flows smoothly through your veins, carrying warmth to every part of you. You pause for a moment and look around. The forest extends in all directions, trees upon trees disappearing into the grey distance. Snow, falling steadily but gently. The world feels infinite and intimate at the same time. Behind you, your trail winds back through the trees. You cannot see where you came from. The path disappears around bends and behind tree trunks. Ahead, it continues up the slope toward whatever lies beyond. You start walking again. Your feet find their rhythm immediately. Step after step through the deepening snow. Your breath makes its regular clouds. Your heart beats steadily in your chest. The snow is ankle deep here. Sometimes it reaches toward your knees where drifts have formed against fallen logs or large stones. But mostly it is manageable. Your boots keep your feet warm and dry. You notice how the falling snow creates layers of sounds. There is the sound bare flakes hitting the ground, the sound of snow landing on snow, the sound of flakes catching on tree branches, the sound of your own movement through it all. All these sounds blend together into something like music, winter's own symphony, quiet and constant and soothing. You walk through this music as it plays around you. The slope becomes a little steeper. You lean forward slightly as you climb. Your breathing deepens, but you are not struggling. Your body adjusts naturally to the change. Your legs are strong. Your lungs take in the clean, cold air easily. You can see further ahead now as the path climbs. The trees continue, but they are spaced wider apart on this slope. Between them, you catch glimpses of what might be a ridgeline ahead, a place where the land flattens out again. Your shadow moves beside you, cast by the diffused light that filters through the grey sky. The shadow is soft-edged, indistinct. It follows you faithfully as you climb through the snow. A large boulder sits beside the path. Snow has accumulated on its top and sides, rounding its harsh edges. You reach out and brush some snow from its surface. The stone underneath is dark grey, speckled with lighter minerals that catch what light there is. You lean against the boulder for a moment. It is solid and reassuring. Your body rests while your heart rate slows slightly. You look back down the slope at the path you've climbed. The forest spreads out below you. Treetops emerge from the snow like dark islands in a white sea. Your trail winds down among them, already beginning to fill with fresh snow. The world looks peaceful from here, serene. You push away from the boulder and continue climbing. Your legs feel refreshed after the brief rest. Your muscles warm quickly as you move again. The snow crunches under your boots with each step. Near the top of the slope, the trees thin out even more. You can see patches of sky between their branches. The snow falls more directly here, but it is lighter now. The storm may be passing. You reach the top of the ridge and pause. Ahead, the land levels out into a small plateau. Trees dot the area, but they are more scattered. Between them, the snow lies deep and undisturbed. And there, not far ahead, you see something that makes you smile. A small structure, dark wood against white snow. A cabin, or perhaps just a simple shelter. Windows that reflect the gray sky. A thin line of smoke rising from what must be a chimney. But as you look more carefully, you realize the structure is not occupied. There is no smoke. What you thought was smoke was just a trick of the light. A small cloud of snow blown up by the wind. The shelter stands empty, waiting, and you realize this is exactly what you were hoping to find. You walk toward it through the deep snow of the plateau. Each step brings you closer to warmth, to rest, to shelter from the winter night that is falling around you. The snow continues to fall. Your breath continues to make small clouds in the cold air. Your heart beats steadily as you approach your destination. Soon you will be warm. Soon you will rest. But for now, you simply walk forward through the beautiful, terrible silence of the winter storm, carrying your own warmth with you into the white and waiting world. You stand before the small structure. It is simpler than you first thought. Not a built cabin, but something more basic, more honest. Logs stacked and fitted together with careful hands. Gaps filled with mud and moss. A single window, dark now in the growing evening. The roof slants down from front to back. Snow has gathered thick on the wooden shingles. The weight of it makes the small building look settled, secure, like it has grown from the forest floor itself. You approach the door. It is made of thick planks held together with iron bands. The metal has rusted to a warm brown color. A simple wooden latch holds the door closed. No lock, no need for locks in a place like this. You lift the latch. It moves easily, as if it has been used recently. The door swings inward on leather hinges. They creak once, then fall silent. Inside, darkness waits. But it is not the empty darkness of abandonment. It is the darkness of possibility, of potential warmth, of shelter waiting to embrace you. You step inside and close the door behind you. The sound of falling snow becomes muffled, distant. You are in a different world now. A world of enclosed space and gathering warmth. Your eyes adjust slowly to the dim interior. Gray light filters through the single window. Gradually, the space reveals itself to you. One room, small but sufficient. A stone fireplace built into the far wall. A simple wooden table. A single chair. By along one wall, a sleeping platform raised slightly above the floor. No mattress, but thick furs are piled there. Bear fur, deer hide. Others you cannot identify in the dim light, but they promise warmth, deep, enveloping warmth. You set down the pack you have been carrying. Your shoulders feel lighter immediately. You have been walking for so long that you had forgotten the pack's weight. Now you remember the relief of setting down your burden. The air inside is cold, but not as cold as outside. The walls keep out the wind. The roof keeps out the snow. Already, this feels like sanctuary. You move to the window and look out. The storm continues. Snow falls steadily past the glass. The world outside looks distant now. Foreign. You are inside. You are separate from the storm's reach. But first, you need light. You need warmth. You need to wake this sleeping shelter into full life. You examine the fireplace. It is built of stones fitted together without mortars. The stones are different sizes and colors. River rocks worn smooth, granite blocks, pieces of field stones. Someone gathered these carefully. Someone who understood how to build something that would last. Inside the fireplace, you find the remains of an old fire. Ashes, mostly cold. But underneath, when you stir them with a stick, you find a few glowing embers. Orange, alive, waiting, on the hearth. Someone has left kindling. Thin strips of birch bark, small twigs, larger pieces of split wood. Everything you need to coax the sleeping fire back to life. You kneel before the fireplace. The stone floor is cold against your knees, but you don't mind. This is the ritual of making warmth, of transforming cold space into living comfort. You arrange the birch bark over the glowing embers. The bark is dry and eager. It catches quickly, curling and blackening at the edges. Small flames appear, yellow and orange dancing in the dim space. You add the smallest twigs. They catch and crackle. The sound is like whispered conversation, like the forest itself speaking to you. You add slightly larger pieces. The fire grows. Now you can see the room more clearly in the firelight. The walls are chinked with moss and clay. The floor is made of wide planks, worn smooth by years of use. Everything is simple, functional, beautiful in its honesty. You add larger pieces of wood to the fire. Oak, you think, and pine. The oak will burn long and steady. The pine will add its resinous fragrance to bear. Together they will create the warmth you need. The fire grows stronger. Light dances on the walls. Shadows flicker and shift. The room comes alive around you. No longer just shelter. Now it is home. You stand and remove your coat. The wool is heavy with moisture from the melted snow. You hang it on a peg driven into the wall. Near the fireplace, it will dry here. It will be ready for tomorrow's journey, if there is one. Your sweater comes off next, then your boots. You set the boots near the fire where they can dry. Your socks are damp with melted snow. You peel them off and hang them on another peg. The fire grows warmer. You can feel heat beginning to radiate from the stones of the fireplace. The stones absorb the fire's warmth and then release it slowly. They will hold heat long into the night. You explore your temporary home more thoroughly now. On the table, you find a clay pitcher. You lift it and hear water slosh inside, not frozen. The shelter is warm enough to keep water liquid. Beside the pitcher sits a simple wooden bowl, a carved spoon, a few dried apples, wrinkled but still good. Someone has prepared this place. Someone has made it ready for travelers like you. You pour water into the bowl and drink. The water is cold and clean. It tastes like snow and stone and sky. It quenches a thirst you didn't realize you had. Under the sleeping platform, you find more supplies. A pot for cooking, additional blankets, a small store of dried food, nuts, dried meat, hard bread wrapped in cloth, enough for several days. But you are not hungry yet. First, you need to fully warm this space, to fill it with heat and light and the comfort of human presence. Pooh. You add more wood to the fire. The flames leap higher. Heat begins to fill the room. You can feel it on your face, on your bare arms. The cold that has been your companion all day begins to retreat. You pull the single chair closer to the fire. The wood is worn smooth by many hands. The seat is shaped by the bodies of many travelers who have sat here before you. You settle into it and feel the fire's warmth wash over you. The storm continues outside. Through the window, you can see snow falling more heavily now. But inside, warmth grows. Light flickers on the walls. The fire crackles and pops as pockets of moisture in the wood turn to steam. You extend your hands toward the flames. Your fingers, stiff from cold, begin to relax. Blood flows back into places where it had withdrawn. Your whole body begins to remember what warmth feels like. The fire settles into a steady burn. The flames are smaller now, but more consistent. The wood glows red at its heart. The heat radiates outward in waves you can feel against your skin. We rise and check the window. The snow has built up slightly on the sill. You can hear the wind picking up outside, but inside you are safe. The walls are solid. The roof is strong. The fire burns bright. You return to your chair and settle deeper into its embrace. The wood creaks softly under your weight. The fire burns steadily before you. Heat surrounds you like a gentle embrace. Pews begin to dry. You can feel moisture leaving them. Steam rises faintly from your sweater where it hangs near the fire. The smell of wet wool mingles with wood smoke and the faint scent of dried herbs hanging from the rafters. The room grows warmer by degrees. What started as mere shelter becomes something more, a place of comfort, a place of rest, a place where the long day's journey can finally end. You add another log to the fire. This one is larger, thick enough to burn for hours. It settles into place with a satisfying thump. Sparks fly up the chimney. New flames curl around its edges. The heat reaches every corner of the small room now. The sleeping platform with its pile of furs looks more and more inviting. But you are not ready for sleep yet. You want to savor this transition from cold to warm. from journey to rest. You pour another bowl of water and drink slowly. The cold liquid tastes even better now that your body is warm. You can appreciate its cleanness, its purity, its gift of simple refreshment. Outside, the storm builds. You can hear the wind in the trees now. Branches creak and sway. Snow strikes the window in small, sharp sounds. But these sounds only make your shelter feel more secure. The fire burns brighter. The room grows warmer. Steam rises from your drying clothes. The smell of wood smoke fills the air. Everything speaks of comfort, of safety, of home. You lean back in the chair and close your eyes. The fire's heat touches your eyelids. Behind them, orange light glows and flickers. Your body relaxes completely for the first time all day. When you open your eyes again, the room looks different, more familiar, more yours. The fire has changed the space completely. What was cold and empty is now warm and alive. Move to the sleeping platform. The furs are thick and soft under your hands. Bear fur, deep and lustrous. Deer hide, supple and smooth. Rabbit fur, incredibly soft. Someone has prepared this bed with great care. You lift one of the furs and hold it to your face. It smells of wood smoke and winter air, of the wild creatures who once wore these skins. But there is no sadness in this, only gratitude for warmth, for protection, for the gift of comfort. The fire burns steadily. The room is fully warm now. Heat radiates from the stone fireplace and fills every corner. Your body no longer fights against cold. It can simply be, simply rest. You return to the chair and settle in once more. The fire dances before you. Light and shadow play on the walls. The storm continues outside, but it feels distant now, unimportant. You are inside. You are warm. You are safe. The transition is complete. You are no longer a traveler struggling through snow. You are no longer cold and seeking shelter. You are home, temporarily, perhaps, but truly home. The fire crackles softly. Heat fills the small room. Your clothes dry slowly, the warm air, and you rest fully and completely in the embrace of shelter from the white night. You sit back in the worn chair and watch the fire find its rhythm. The flames dance higher now, reaching toward the chimney with eager tongues of orange and yellow. The wood you've added settles deeper into the fireplace as the heat works into its grain. A log shifts. Sparks fly upward in a brief constellation. They glow bright for a moment, then fade as they rise up the chimney and out into the cold night. Each spark carries a tiny portion of warmth with it, a gift to the winter darkness. The fire speaks to you in its ancient language. Pop, crackle, hiss. These are the sounds of water trapped in wood turning to steam. The sounds of sap bubbling and escaping. The sounds of solid matter transforming into heat and light. You lean forward and add another piece of wood. This one is pine, recognizable by its straight grain and the small pockets of resin that gleam like amber in the firelight. As the flames touch it, the resin catches and burns with a bright, clean flame. The scent changes immediately. pine resin adds its wild fragrance to the wood smoke. It smells like forest floors carpeted with fallen needles, like summer afternoons in deep woods, like the essence of the trees themselves. You breathe in deeply. The scented air fills your lungs. Your body relaxes further as the familiar smell triggers memories of comfort, of other fires, other moments of rest and warmth. The heat grows stronger. You can feel it penetrating your clothes, reaching your skin. Your muscles, tense from the long walk through snow, begin to unknot. Your shoulders drop. Your jaw unclenches. Heat is medicine for the body's stored tension. On the hearth beside you, water drips slowly from your boots. Each drop sizzles briefly when it hits the hot stone. The leather steams gently as moisture escapes from the hide. By morning, they will be completely dry. You extend your feet toward the fire. Your toes, cramped from walking in cold boots, begin to relax. Blood flows back into your extremities. The tingling sensation of returning warmth spreads through your feet and up your legs. The fire has reached a steady state now. The flames burn consistently, fed by the dry wood you've given them. The fireplace draws well. Smoke rises straight up the chimney without spilling into the room. Someone built this fireplace with skill and care. You examine the stonework more closely in the dancing light. Each stone has been chosen for its size and shape, fitted carefully against its neighbors. The mortar is gone in places, but the stones hold together through their own weight and the careful engineering of their placement. River stones form the base, smooth, rounded rocks worn by water over centuries. Above them, field stones create the sides, angular pieces that fit together like a natural puzzle. The arch over the firebox is made of carefully shaped granite blocks. The whole structure speaks of patience and understanding. A particularly resinous piece of pine catches fire and flares bright. The sudden increase in light reveals details you hadn't noticed before. Carved symbols in one of the wooden support beams, a small shelf built into the wall, holding a few simple tools. The initials MH scratched into the stone of the fireplace. Someone lived here once, perhaps, or many someones have passed through, each leaving small traces of their presence. You are part of a long chain of travelers who have found warmth at this same fire. The thought comforts you. You are not the first person to sit in this chair, watching flames dance in this fireplace. You will not be the last. This small shelter has gathered many stories within its walls. You rise and walk to the window. Your reflection looks back at you from the dark glass, face flushed with warmth, hair slightly disheveled, eyes bright in the firelight. Behind your reflection, snow continues to fall past the window. The storm has intensified. You can see the snow falling thicker now, the flakes larger and more frequent. The wind has picked up too. You can hear it moaning softly around the corners of the building. But these sounds only emphasize how safe you are inside. You return to the fire and add another log. This one is oak, dense hardwood that will burn slowly and steadily. It will keep the fire alive through the night, maintaining the warmth you've built. As the new wood catches fire, you settle back into the chair. The heat has penetrated deep into the room now. The walls, which were cold to the touch when you arrived, now radiate stored warmth back into the space. Your clothes are nearly dry. You can feel the last moisture leaving your sweater. Your socks hanging near the fire no longer drip. Even your boots show only the faintest wisps of escaping steam. The transformation is remarkable. What was cold and damp and uncomfortable is now warm and dry and soothing. The fire has worked its magic, converting fuel into exactly what you needed most. You pour another bowl of water and sip it slowly. The liquid is no longer shockingly cold against your warm lips. Your body has found its equilibrium. Heat and cold balance perfectly within you. A log burns through and collapses into the bed of coals with a soft sigh. The fire settles lower but burns more intensely. The coals glow like tiny suns, orange red and pulsing with heat. They will burn for hours, long after the flames have died down. You add more wood, carefully now, understanding the fire's needs. A piece of birch for quick flame, a chunk of oak for lasting heat. The fire accepts your offerings and burns brighter in response. The light plays across the walls in ever-changing patterns. Shadows stretch and shrink as flames rise and fall. The room feels alive, animated by the fire's constant motion. You are not alone here. The fire is your companion. Outside, the storm continues its work. Snow accumulates on the roof. Wind pushes against the walls. But inside, warmth rules absolutely. The fire has claimed this space and filled it with life. You think about the wood you're burning. These trees grew for decades in the forest around this shelter. They felt rain and sun and snow. They housed birds and squirrels. They dropped leaves and nuts and seeds to feed the forest floor. Now they give you their final gift. The solar energy they stored in their cells, converted to heat and light. Nothing is wasted. The cycle continues. You are part of the forest's economy of giving and receiving. A piece of bark curls away from a burning log and falls into the coals. It flares bright for a moment, then crumbles to ash. The ash will be swept from the fireplace eventually. It will fertilize someone's garden. The cycle continues. Please lean back and close your eyes again. The fire's heat warms your eyelids. Behind them, the light shifts and changes. Your other senses become more acute. You hear every pop and crackle. You smell the complex mixture of wood smoke and resin. You feel heat radiating from multiple directions as the stones warm. When you open your eyes, the fire has settled into a perfect burn. Steady flames, consistent heat. The room is thoroughly warm now. Every surface has absorbed and now radiates thermal energy. You stand and walk to the sleeping platform. The furs are no longer cold to the touch. The air around the bed is warm and welcoming. Soon you will arrange these soft coverings and rest in complete comfort, but not yet. First, you want to savor this moment of perfect warmth, this balance between the cold world outside and the heated sanctuary you've created within. You return to the fire and add one more log, a large piece that will burn through most of the night. It catches quickly, flames wrapping around its surface like eager hands. The fire accepts this new fuel and burns even brighter. Heat fills the room completely now. You can feel it as a physical presence, as real as the walls and roof that shelter you. The fire has done its work. Cold has been banished. Comfort has taken its place. You settle back into the chair one more time. The worn wood embraces your body. The fire burns steadily before you. Heat surrounds you like a warm embrace. The long transition from cold to warm is complete. Outside, winter continues its ancient work. Inside, fire maintains its eternal vigil against the dark and cold. And you rest between these two forces, grateful for both. For the storm that makes shelter precious, and for the fire that makes shelter possible. The flames dance, the heat radiates, the stones store warmth for the long night ahead, and you sit in perfect comfort, surrounded by the fire's generous gift of light and warmth and life. As you work, you become aware of how the fire has changed the air in the room. What was sharp and cold when you arrived is now gentle and warm. Each breath brings comfort instead of shock. Your lungs no longer work to warm the air you breathe. The platform itself is raised slightly above the floor. This keeps you away from any cold drafts that might creep along the ground. Someone who built this sleeping place understood how to stay warm, how to survive winter nights in comfort. You test the bed with your hands. The furs compress under your weight, then spring back. They will cushion your body while holding warmth close to your skin. This will be better than any manufactured mattress. Softer, warmer, more alive. The fire crackles softly behind you. You turn to check it once more before settling in for the night. The logs are burning steadily. The coals beneath them glow like small suns. There is enough fuel to keep the fire alive until morning. You add one more piece of wood, a thick log that will burn slowly through the night. It settles into place with a satisfying weight. Flames immediately begin to explore its surface, finding every crack and crevice where they can take hold. The fire flares slightly as it accepts this new fuel. Light dances higher on the walls. Heat pulses outward in waves. The room responds by growing even warmer, even more comfortable. You turn back to the bed and begin to undress. Your outer clothes are completely dry now. The sweater that was damp with melted snow is now soft and warm. You fold it carefully and set it on the wooden table. Your inner clothes come off next. The shirt that has been against your skin all day. The undergarments that have shared your body's warmth. You fold these too, placing them neatly beside the outer clothes. The warm air touches your skin. After hours of being wrapped in layers of cloth, the feeling of air directly against your body is luxurious. The fire's heat caresses you like invisible hands. You slip between the furs. The sensation is immediate and overwhelming. Softness surrounds you completely. The furs conform to every contour of your body. They create a cocoon of warmth that wraps around you like an embrace. The bare skin settles over you with gentle weight. It is heavy enough to make you feel secure, but not so heavy as to be oppressive. Under its protection, you feel completely safe, completely sheltered. You arrange the furs around your shoulders and neck. The rabbit fur is incredibly soft against your skin. It feels like touching a cloud, if clouds were warm and alive. You pull it closer, letting its silky texture caress your face. Your body begins to relax completely now. The walking is over. The cold is banished. The fire burns steadily nearby. You are wrapped in layers of natural warmth. Nothing is required of you now except rest. The fire settles lower as you watch. The flames diminish but do not die. The coals glow brighter, storing heat that will last through the night. The stones of the fireplace radiate their absorbed warmth back into the room. You can hear the storm outside more clearly now that you're lying still. Wind moves through the trees with a sound like distant ocean waves. Snow strikes the window in small, irregular taps. These sounds no longer concern you. They are simply the night's music. The furs hold your body's heat and reflect it back to you. Under their protection, you begin to warm from within. Your core temperature rises. Blood flows easily to your hands and feet. Every part of you feels cherished and protected. You shift positions slightly, and the furs move with you. They adjust automatically to your new position. There are no pressure points, no uncomfortable spots. The bed shapes itself to accommodate your body perfectly. Above you, the ceiling beams are dark against the flickering light. They are hand-hewn logs, shaped with an axe and adze. You can see the tool marks in the wood, evidence of the human hands that created this shelter. The beams are solid and reassuring. They have supported this roof through many storms like tonight's. They will continue to hold firm, while we rest beneath their protection. There is something comforting about sleeping under wood that grew in these same forests. You pull the wolf fur closer round your shoulders. It is incredibly warm, with an almost electric quality to its heat retention. The wolf who wore this fur survived many winter nights in the wild. Now its pelt shares that survival knowledge with you. Your breathing deepens and slows. The rhythm matches the fire's gentle crackling, in and out, like the pulse of the flames themselves. Your body finds its natural sleep rhythm, helped by the warmth and softness surrounding you. The storm outside seems to be intensifying. You can hear the wind picking up, moaning softly around the corners of the building. But these sounds are no longer threatening. They are lullabies now, the night's own music to help you sleep. Snow continues to fall past the window. In the firelight, you can see the flakes dancing in the air currents created by the wind. They look like tiny spirits celebrating in the darkness, beautiful and wild, and completely separate from your warm sanctuary. You close your eyes and feel the furs settle around you with their own weight. The bearskin on top is heaviest, providing a sense of security like a protective hand resting on your body. Beneath it, the other furs create layers of warmth and comfort. Your muscles release the last tensions of the day. Your legs, which carried you through deep snow, now rest completely. Your arms, which pushed aside snow-laden branches, lie still and relaxed. Your back, which bore your pack for hours, sinks gratefully into the soft bed. The fire burns lower, but continues to heat the room. You can feel its warmth reaching you even through the furs. The combination of fire heat and body heat creates perfect comfort. You are exactly the right temperature. Warm, but not too warm. Comfortable in every fiber. You open your eyes briefly to check the fire. It burns steadily, needing no attention. The log you added will keep it alive through the night. By morning, there will still be coals to rebuild the flames. You have done everything necessary. Now you can simply rest. The firs smell faintly of the wild creatures they came from, but there is no sadness in this, only gratitude. These animals lived full lives in the forest. Now their pelts continue to serve life by keeping you warm. Nothing is wasted. Everything serves its purpose. You think about the day's journey, the long walk through falling snow, the gradual climb up the ridge, the moment when you first saw this shelter waiting for you. It seems like a story now, something that happened to someone else in some other world. This moment, wrapped in furs, warmed by fire, sheltered from the storm. This is the only reality that matters. The cold world outside feels like a dream. This warm sanctuary feels like the truest thing you have ever known. Your breathing slows further. Your heartbeat becomes gentle and regular. Your body prepares for the deep rest it has earned. Every muscle, every organ, every cell begins to settle into the peaceful rhythm of approaching sleep. And then even gratitude fades away. There is only warmth, only softness, only the gentle rhythm of breath and heartbeat and flames dancing in the fireplace. The storm continues outside. Snow piles higher on the roof. Wind moves through the forest like a vast, slow breathing. But inside, all is warmth and peace and perfect comfort. You sleep deeply now, held safely in the embrace of furs and fire and walls that know how to keep the cold at bay. The night's work of rest and renewal begins, while the storm stands guard outside your door. The fire burns low now, settled into the deepest part of its cycle. The flames have drawn close to the logs, dancing intimately with the wood that feeds them. Coals glow like scattered rubies in the bed of ash. Heat radiates steadily into the warm room. You lie still beneath the heavy furs. Your breathing has found the slow, deep rhythm of approaching sleep. Each breath draws in air warmed by the fire. Each exhale releases the day's tensions a little further into the night. Your body has surrendered completely to the softness surrounding you. The furs conform to every curve and angle, creating a perfect nest of warmth. You float in comfort, supported and cradled like a child in loving arms. The storm outside has found its own rhythm now. Wind moves through, deforests in long, sweeping sounds. Snow falls steadily against the window with the softest possible whisper. These are not harsh sounds anymore. They are the night's lullaby, sung specifically for you. Your consciousness drifts between waking and sleeping. Sometimes you are aware of the fire crackling. Sometimes you hear the wind in the trees. Sometimes you feel the weight of furs on your body, but these sensations come and go like waves lapping at a distant shore. The room holds its warmth perfectly. The walls you thought were simple logs have revealed themselves to be masterful insulators. The roof that seemed basic is actually engineered to shed snow and wind while holding heat inside. Someone built this place with deep knowledge of how to survive winter nights. You think drowsily about that person. Who were they? What brought them to this remote place? Did they sleep in this same bed, under these same furs, warmed by fires in this same fireplace? You feel connected to them across time, to humans who understood the simple luxury of warmth and shelter. A log burns through and falls deeper into the coals with a gentle sound. The fire adjusts itself, flames finding new paths through the remaining wood. It will burn quietly through the night, maintaining just enough heat to keep the room comfortable until dawn. Your muscles have released completely now. Your legs lie still and heavy under the furs. Your arms rest at your sides, completely relaxed. Your back has molded itself to the sleeping platform. Every part of your body has found its perfect position for rest. The furs seem to breathe with you. As your chest rises and falls, they move gently with your rhythm. They share your body's warmth and give it back to you multiplied. You are part of a perfect system now. Fire, shelter, furs, and human body working together to create comfort. Outside, the storm builds to its full intensity. You can hear it more clearly now in your drowsy state. Wind rushes through the forest like a great river of air. Snow swirls and dances in patterns too complex to follow. The whole world outside moves in the grip of winter's power, but you are separate from all that motion. The walls around you are immovable. The roof above you is solid. The fire beside you burns steadily in its stone chamber. You exist in a bubble of stillness while the storm rages around you. Your thoughts become dreamlike now. You imagine you are a bear in its den, sleeping through the long winter, or a seed buried deep in warm soil, waiting for spring. You are something small and precious, hidden away until the world is ready for you again. The firelight plays across the ceiling in ever-changing patterns. Through your half-closed eyes, the beams seem to move and shift like living things. But this doesn't disturb you. It comforts you. Everything in this room is alive with warmth and protection. You can smell the complex fragrance of wood smoke mixed with the wild scents of the firs, pine, resin, and oak bark, the musk of bear, and the cleanliness of wolf fur. These are the smells of survival, of life persisting through the hardest season. Your breathing slows further. Each breath takes longer now, drawing in more of the warm air, holding it longer, releasing it more slowly. Your body is learning the rhythm of deep rest. Your heart beats steadily but quietly, pumping warm blood through relaxed veins. The storm seems to be reaching its peak now. Wind buffets the small building, but the structure doesn't move. It was built to withstand much worse than this. Snow accumulates on the roof, but the slant is perfect for shedding excess weight. You are as safe as if you were underground. You think about the snow piling up outside. By morning, the world will be transformed. Your footprints from today's journey will be completely erased. The path you followed will be invisible under fresh snow. But this doesn't worry you. There will be other paths, other journeys when you are ready for them. For now, there is only this moment, this perfect balance of warmth and cold, shelter and storm, wakefulness and sleep. You exist at the center of these opposing forces, held in perfect equilibrium by the small miracles of fire and fur and solid walls. Your eyelids grow heavier. The firelight becomes more distant. The sounds of the storm fade to a gentle whisper. Your consciousness begins to drift, away like smoke rising up the chimney and out into the night. But even as awareness fades, you remain connected to this place of safety. Some part of you continues to feel the furs around your body. Some part continues to sense the fire's warmth. Some part knows absolutely that you are protected and safe. The fire burns lower but does not die. The coals glow steadily, holding heat. That will last until morning. The stones of the fireplace radiate their stored warmth back into the room. The cycle of comfort continues even as you sleep. Outside, snow continues to fall. The storm moves through the forest like a living thing, reshaping the landscape with each gust of wind. Trees bend and sway. Small creatures huddle in their own shelters. The whole world participates in winter's ancient dance. But inside your shelter, time moves differently. Here, there is only the gentle pulse of the fire and the steady rhythm of your breathing. Here, the storm is not a force to struggle against, but a guardian standing watch while you rest. Your last conscious sensation is gratitude, not the active gratitude of a waking mind, but something deeper, a wordless appreciation that flows through your relaxing body like warm honey. Gratitude for warmth, for softness, for safety, for this perfect sanctuary in the midst of winter's fury. And then even gratitude dissolves into something larger and more peaceful. There is only rest now, only the deep, healing sleep that comes after long journeys through cold places. Only the profound relaxation that is possible when you know you are completely safe. The fire settles into its overnight rhythm. Coals glow. Heat radiates. Warmth fills every corner of the small room. The storm continues its work outside, but inside, all is stillness and peace. You sleep now as deeply as the forest itself sleeps under its blanket of snow. You dream the dreams that come only in places of perfect safety. Your body rests completely while your mind drifts through landscapes of warmth and light. The firs hold you through the night like protective spirits. The fire burns steadily, a faithful guardian against the cold and dark. The walls stand firm against wind and snow, and you rest in the center of it all, cradled by winter's own provision for those who know how to find warmth in the heart of the cold season. Outside, the storm reaches its full power and then begins to exhaust itself. Snow falls more gently. Wind moves more quietly through the trees. Even winter grows tired and needs to rest. but your rest is perfect and complete. You sleep the sleep of absolute safety. You dream the dreams of deep contentment, and the small shelter holds you through the long, white night, a capsule of warmth and peace in the vast, cold world. The fire burns on, the firs embrace you, the walls stand strong, and you sleep inside the winter silence, wrapped in the deepest comfort you have ever known, until morning comes to wake you gently back into the world. May you rest as deeply as the traveler in the winter shelter. May your sleep be as peaceful as falling snow. May you wake as refreshed as a forest after the storm has passed.